Hi everyone. Hi. Hmm. It's a little bit slow. Hi everyone. Nice to see you again. Just check the voice. Oh, okay. Good. Good. Today is what's the date? Fourth. Okay. Um. Hi everyone. Welcome to Insight with Lily Zhang. Today is March the 4th. Now it's Central European Time 16 Uhr, which is Deutsch. That's the German. They use military terms. So 4 o'clock p.m. Nice to see everyone again. Yeah, it's just after Chinese New Year, and it's springtime. Feel much better. Yeah, the sun is shining. But yeah, it's been. I'm still in Germany. Next week, I'm going to fly to Melbourne. Well, my destination is Melbourne, but just 2 days ago, got a notification from the airline say my flight has been delayed for 2 days, and they're gonna fly me to Adelaide instead of Melbourne. Okay, that's nice. Fine. Yes. Okay, I'm going to fly to Adelaide instead of Melbourne and going to be quarantined for 14 days. Well, okay. That's the life at the moment. So mom and dad, yes, I'm going to see you. I'll be in Australia next week, but I'm not going to see you for another 14 days. So I'll see you end of this month. Yeah, so I'll be quarantined in Adelaide. I've never been to Adelaide, so maybe, well, after my quarantine time, I'll visit the Adelaide city for a day or two. So that's something I look forward. And but except the quarantine, I stay in a good hotel, and probably I'll keep you informed how my quarantine life. So that's the fact of 20, that's life of 2021. Yeah, it's spring. I love spring. Yeah, I've been running in the forest. Yes, that's the forest I'm running. Yeah, I love German forest. Yeah, the sun is shining. German spring is just beautiful. The flowers blooming and birds singing. I've been running in the forest. Love it. Love it. Yeah. But, well, in Germany, it's people start coming out of home, coming out of isolation. And Germany's been in strict lockdown for 4 months already since November last year. I think people are getting tired. Getting tired. That's probably not just Germans. I think all over the world, everyone, we all saying we from yes, it's been more than a year. Exactly, actually, worldwide, the pandemic worldwide is already 1 year. I still clearly remember last year, March 16th, March 17th. I was the last one out of Australia, and the last one landed in Germany just after Germany announced the border is closed. So this year, same time, I'm flying out of Germany and going back to Australia for 3 months, and hopefully I'm plan to coming back to Germany in summertime. I hope all of this will be over I hope, yeah, the vaccination started all over worldwide, and I hope in summertime life will be slightly normal. And there's a word for this drag, mental drag, and pandemic drag. That's why everybody feel tired. In Germany, in Netherlands, France, Italy, protest everywhere. People just sick of this lockdown, sick of this pandemic. So have we seen this? Yes, today's. That's why the topic is, it's springtime and everyone seems having this pandemic fatigue, tiredness of this pandemic. Have we seen the light of the end of the tunnel? Have we seen the light at the end of the tunnel? Well, yeah, that's the tunnel in the forest. I've seen the light. I hope. I'm always supposed. I'm always I always have hope and optimistic, and I feel I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. The reasons, well, I don't need to say too much reasons. Actually, there's a Bloomberg. They've done monthly tracking of COVID-19 resilient, the ranking the countries. New Zealand's been ranking number one in January, very recently. Yeah. So New Zealand is the best place. I've seen just share this Bloomberg, the latest Bloomberg research showing. Yeah. Oh, yes, this is a chart. Can I make it bigger? Yeah, this is a chart. You see that? This is the Bloomberg. They tracking the. They have some like 10 categories to track COVID. How countries they just make 53 countries. They compare each country's strategy and how they deal with the pandemic, including lockdown strategies and vaccination. So, this is a January report, January and February. Number one is New Zealand score. It's 100. 100 is the highest. Yeah, Bloomberg resilience score. How many cases per 100,000 people, and the fatality rate, death rate, positive test rate, access to COVID vaccine, and how many people has been vaccinated. New Zealand's number one, Australia number two. So well done, New Zealand. I'm a Kiwi, so I'm proud of you. But New Zealand's only have 4.5 million people, and it's an isolated island, so much easier for them to handle the infection of the virus. So that's one advantage of being remote and being small. Australia, yes, that's Singapore. Actually, it seems most of the island countries, or including Australia is a continent. It's much easier to get the virus under control. Finland, Norway, yeah, they're all smaller countries and on an island, easy to conceal the country. China is number 6, and 1 month's case per 100,000 is 0. China just doesn't report their cases. I wouldn't trust any numbers from China. Yeah, so I'll delete China here. I don't know how many, China's got 1.4 billion people, and nobody should trust China's reporting system. That's all lies. So obviously, China is nobody here, shouldn't be in number 10. But seems the countries, regardless of their reporting numbers, seems Chinese, they don't have many, well, they don't report cases, but they don't have many people getting sick or die either. So at the moment, probably, I think they probably achieved herd immunity. Anyway, Taiwan, South Korea, yeah, their reporting system is much more reliable. Japan, Thailand, so Asian countries, Hong Kong, they're doing well. Israel actually is, see, their vaccination ratio per 100 people, this column, is the highest in the world, 84%. Basically, it's just 84% of Israelis being vaccinated. But this is strange. Their infection rate is so high. Maybe that they started open up the country. That's why this number is extremely high. That's really strange. But if the country is open up, so their number is going up, that's reasonable, and their vaccination rate is very high. And the second one is UAE, United Arabs. So they're doing well. India is not too bad. Where's Germany? There's no Germany here. Germany probably number 30 or something like that. Yeah, Germany is in a strange situation because, okay. So that's the ranking of the countries. Yes, every country is dealing with this, and every country is New Zealand actually, although New Zealand ranking number 1, but New Zealand's biggest city, Auckland, is just into 3rd lockdown this week. 7 days. So New Zealand's, well, not many cases for started, and they have very clear communication. They have stage 3, stage 4 lockdown or something like that. So Bloomberg's report showing all the countries with high trust or very transparency communication between government officials and the people seems the better control of the situation. I think, of course, smaller countries easier. Germany's, last year in March, Germany is doing quite well when the pandemic just hit Europe. Germany, because of the medical resources and the communication between the government and the people, are doing quite well. The fertility rate is very low. But this year, Germany is, BioNTech, the Pfizer BioNTech, the vaccine is originated from Germany, but the vaccination process is very slow in Germany. So not doing very well. And Germany's been in lockdown for a long time. People get really frustrated. And Germany, it's already decided from March. Supposed to be, 7th of March should be open, but it's been, the lockdown being extended again. So hopefully on 28th of March, Germany will gradually open up. So Germany is behind on vaccination and the rollout of vaccination. The reasons being, Germany blame EU because the EU strategy is every country is being equal. How can they be equal? Like France and Greece are more advanced. On the vaccination part is more advanced than Germany. So Germany can't blame EU for that. It can only blame itself. Yeah, so many Germans, another reason is Germans, probably some of them don't trust. They still, some people still not sure if they should be vaccinated. I think that's really a strange thing. Why people uh, need to be persuaded to be vaccinated? It should be really volunteered. If you don't want to get vaccinated, don't get it. And you can try the virus instead. Or because many people, they want to be vaccinated and they have to wait. And so many people, because in the queue, so many people can get vaccinated. They don't want to get vaccinated. That's really bizarre situation. It's just totally uh, unreasonable. You just get, I think vaccination should be totally volunteered and decide by it's a very personal issue. If you want to get vaccinated, go get vaccinated. If you don't want to, stay behind. You can try the virus. Yeah, so doesn't nobody needs persuasion to get vaccinated. And this is something really I don't get it. Yeah, I think that's why I think this pandemic is not just affect people's personal life, people's mental decisions, also their trust of the government. And yes, of course, everybody's lives being affected by this pandemic, economy and our behavior. I just talked to a friend, because he used to travel a lot for business, because he's dealing with, he's in car industry. He's dealing with all the dealers, and he used to fly in and out of Europe all the time, almost every other day. He's on the plane and go to see people, go to see customers. And now, well, for a year, they've been doing virtual business and talking to customer online. And then, their behavior has changed. So many people, I think that's just one example. Business behavior change. We used to travel a lot. We used to go to see people. We used to go to uh, see customers in person to promote our business. Now, everybody seems get used to Zoom. And business just work out a new way to do business. So when people used to be travel a lot, now they just work out, well, we don't need to travel. So actually we can catch up with our customers just by video call or Zoom. Of course, it's not ideal, but I think 2020 and 2021, this pandemic not just change our, it's probably just changed so many aspects of our life, our social life, our way of doing business, our way of communication, even our way of schooling. There's say just 100 million students out of miss out at least 6 months of school terms. So every part of our personal life and social life has been changed. There will be big change. I think we just face, actually, it's not just this pandemic. Historically, all the pandemic change lives and sometimes change the course of history, not the Black Death, and even, well, started earliest one, start from Roman. Actually, the pandemic in 500 AD, like 5th century, basically kind of caused the collapse of Roman Empire. Yeah, so pandemics always change the course of history and change the society, change human behavior. And we are in this one too. And this time we kind of lucky because most of pandemic lasts for, well, when I look at history, 2 or 3 years. Some of them last 10 years, some of them last 100 years. And this pandemic, that's why I'm saying we might be seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Well, it's springtime. I've seen sun coming out, shining again. Yeah, the forest become green again. The field become green, and we've seen the light at the end of the tunnel, I think. Yeah, now at the moment, I think most countries have changed strategy, or they have to. because usually, like most countries used to be just lockdown after lockdown. But how many lockdowns can you have? People start getting lockdown fatigue. People get sick of lockdowns, and the economy suffer so much. Business just go, so many business going down, and so many people get unemployed. So lockdown is not going to be this strategy. So I think most countries, they have to change to the new strategy to live with this virus and to fight the virus not by lockdown but by vaccination, testing, and treatment. I think Israel is doing very well, and they have very good strategy to secure most of the vaccine. I've read articles say Israeli government uh, have a cooperation relationship with BioNTech and Pfizer. That's why they supply the data of the national data for the vaccine to the pharmaceutical company. And then they can, of course, they pay big money. Like Israel pay 28 euro for per dose of the vaccine, and EU countries they pay like 14 euro per dose. That's why EU's vaccination process has been so slow. So vaccination, that's the way lead us out of this pandemic tunnel. And I think we should look at Israel very closely. I think they already lead us. That's, when I see the picture of Israel, I see the lights. So I can see maybe this summertime we'll be out of this pandemic. Yes, of course. I hopefully in Australia I don't get knocked down again, like, and then I have trouble coming back to Germany. So let's just stuck into this pandemic tunnel. Also, actually, we've already seen some economic recovery. Already report saying China's export sector is started recover very fast, and container numbers demand being very high. They have a shortage of container supply, and the price for export, price for container supplies, containers increase a lot. So the economy is recovering. Also, economic data from UK, from Germany, already predicted 2022, the growth rate, GDP growth rate, going to be forecasted to be about 7%. Well, 7% compared with 2020 and 2021. Of course, that's quite high, but I think that's probably like I say, I'm a glass half full person. I'm always optimistic. I think that's this year. I think from summertime, I already seen this is springtime. I already seen the light at the end of the tunnel, and summertime we probably will be out of this tunnel. I think every country got to use the new strategy, like use the rollout of the vaccination and treatment to combat this pandemic. And the economy side, of course, so many business suffer, so many business out of still stuck in the wood. But this summer should be big recovery. Yeah, and some expert predicting, consumer confidence and consumer consuming behavior will be increased a lot in summertime. I hope, I believe. So fingers crossed. Yeah, and next week I'm gonna be next Monday, and there are so many procedures to go back to Australia. I'm gonna fill in the declaration forms within 7 days. So tomorrow, a day after, I'm going to do the declaration form. And next week, within 72 hours before I flight, I'm going to do, a test. I'm going to show my negative test to get on the plane. And yeah, arrived in Adelaide. And I don't know, I still don't know where I'm going to be quarantined. And so probably next week I'm going to do a video, last video in Germany before I fly, probably on Wednesday. And then I'm going to do a live stream on my vaccine, no, sorry, not vaccine, the quarantine time in Australia the week after when I arrived. So well, it could be very interesting. Well, I'll be in the hotel room and see what happened. Yeah. Okay. Um, yes. That's springtime. Spring is a symbol of life, of recovery, everything. The colors back. Yeah, nature is always. I can always feel the healing power of nature, and I can feel spring will bring us more hope, more life, and I hope we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you very much. I see you next week. Okay, bye bye.